It's just as a team we need to show that sort of level in every single minute that we play from now to the end of the season. And clearly, every position in the table matters, every point matters, and our standards as a team are extremely, extremely important.
Some gobbledygook, that, isn't it? Absolute nonsense. Now, let's talk to Peter McPartland, who knows a little bit more about what's going on at Everton, perhaps, than you do.
Yes.
And he'll tell us what he thinks about Roberto Martinez's future and whether he thinks that Mark Hughes may indeed be in the firing line. Peter from Toffee TV. Very good afternoon to you, Peter.
Good afternoon, gents.
Thanks very much indeed
Thank you for joining us.
There was an awful lot of sort of, I suppose, speculation when it was found out that Roberto Martinez was having a press conference. Some people thought it might be to announce his resignation. It wasn't to announce his resignation, quite the opposite. What did you make of his performance, first of all, Peter?
Well, it's utter nonsense again from him. He just talks nonsense. And to be honest, he shouldn't have the right to resign as the manager of Everton Football Club. He should have been sacked by now. And I think fans are sick and tired of him, but more sick and tired of Bill Kenwright and Fahad Mashiri for not manning up and getting rid of him, because this is just getting pathetic now. You know, he said last week was the defining week, the Merseyside derby and obviously the semi-final. He failed on both of them, and I think he needs to go. And if he doesn't go soon, the fans are going to start walking out. And again, this is another episode of the failed Bill Kenwright chairmanship of Everton Football Club.
Yeah, Pete, I'm sorry, I have to totally disagree with you on every issue there. Are you saying now that Mr. Mashiri's... Mr. Mashiri's just come in, so let's have a panic move and let's, sack the manager and get somebody else in. It would be a panic move. It would be a panic move. If you want to replace the manager, Peter, then it should be done in a rational and reasoned way, and you look at all the options. What are you going to do? Sack him and put in a temporary manager? I mean, what a crazy idea. And as for Mr. Kenwright, we wouldn't be the club that we are today without Mr. Kenwright over the last 10 years. You know that, I know that, and it's very, very, feeble-minded to go around blaming Mr. Kenwright for anything.
Hang on, Mike, stop shouting for a start. You only go to the match when you get free tickets. You only go to the match when you get free tickets often, so don't be lecturing me about everything.
Peter, withdraw that.
Actually, that's not true, Peter.
Withdraw that.
Peter, that isn't true, because I've seen Porky's bill for the season ticket that he buys.
Thank you, Pete. How much does your season ticket cost, Peter?
My season ticket costs £500, and I go every single home game. Where are you? Because I've never seen you at Goodison Park.
I'm not going to be there looking for you. Believe me. Mine costs £2,800, and I live 300 miles away. Okay.
So what? Big deal.
Peter. Hey, hang on, Peter. Peter, this is not about Mr. Mike Porky Parry, right? As much as you may want to make it into that.
I don't take free tickets, Peter.
This is about...
Withdraw that... I do not.
No, he
withdraw
doesn't.
that. Withdraw that allegation.
Peter, he does not take free tickets. I can tell you that, because I've been to a couple of games with him, and we paid for them. Anyway, the argument is not about Mike Parry. And the trouble with what is happening at Everton is exactly what you're showing us, is that fans start arguing amongst themselves.
Well, hang on. I'm going to go back to something Mike just said about Bill Kenwright. Bill Kenwright has overseen one of the worst tenures ever at Everton Football Club. He's been at the club for 17 years, and his standards are rock bottom. I'm an Everton fan.
It sounds like a broken record, this.
Yes, because of Bill Kenwright, this is where we are.
Yeah, and did you want to be a Leeds United? Do you want to be a Leeds United? Do you want to be a Nottingham Forest? Do you want to be a Portsmouth?
There's only one. Well, why can't we be a Man City? Why can't we be a Chelsea?
Because we haven't had a billionaire owner. We haven't had a billionaire owner, and they have. Sorry?
We have now.
Well, yeah, for about 3 weeks. For about 3 weeks, and now you're saying we transform ourselves into Manchester City financially.
All right, Peter, let me ask you another question. Peter. A story this morning suggests that Mark Hughes might be in the firing line for the job at Everton. Would you like to see Mark Hughes there?
Well, this fella's got to be sacked first, and someone's got to have the guts to sack him, and it certainly isn't Bill Kenwright. So Bill Kenwright has to leave the club first, Mashiri has to take over, and then something has to be done about the manager, because it's simply not good enough, and it's getting dragged on, and we're having conversations like this, where other clubs look at us and think we're laughing stocks. And the fans just want rid of this man, and they want rid of Bill Kenwright.
No, they don't. They don't, Peter. You want rid, but you're a very small minority, Peter. I don't see...
We're not a small minority at all.
You are.
Stop shouting over the top of me. We are not a small minority.
You are. You're a very small minority.
We're not. You think we're the small minority. We're the fans that go to the game every week, home and away. We are not the small minority.
Yes,
we are the minority. We are the majority who want Bill Kenwright.
You're not, honestly.
We are.
I'm telling you. I don't go...
Hang on. Hang on. Look, we don't want to just turn this into a backwards and forwards toing and fro. We're trying to get somewhere here, Peter. Right. So, for example, if Mashiri you can in a sec. If Mashiri can take over, which apparently is the plan anyway, his shareholding will go up to over 50%.
Yeah.
So technically, soon he will be in charge. You know, if you had the opportunity to sit down with him and say what should Everton do now, and forget about Bill Kenwright for the moment, what would you say to him?
He needs to have a complete overhaul at the club. He needs to be the number one man, and he needs to go and find the best manager he can find to run Everton Football Club. Not the likes of Mark Hughes, the very, very best that he can get.
Jose Mourinho?
You know what? If that's the best man out there, I would go and ask him.
So would I.
I would go and ask him, and then I would go and ask. But I would start my way down the list, but I would not start in the middle and look at people like Mark Hughes.
I totally agree.
I would start at the very best. Well, that's fine, and I agree with you on that point. We have to go look for the very best, and the very best is not what Everton have been doing for the last 20 years, and this is something that needs to be a change at Everton Football Club. We have to start acting like Everton Football Club, puff our chest out and say we want the very best, and that's not what we've been doing.
But we've got money now, Peter. We never had money before now. We've got money now, and things could change. We hope they do.
Well, we have got money. We have got money, but, you know, that's because of Mr. Mashiri coming in, and hopefully that's where I want to see. That's where I want to see Everton going. I want to see Everton going in that direction, not just in this place at the moment where we're sort of in limbo. I've been sitting on social media all week for the last few weeks, talking to friends, talking to people I do the shows with, and honest to God, the fans have never been so low because they just can't understand why the manager has not been sacked yet.
Mr. Mashiri is not even yet the majority shareholder.
Yeah,
the minute he does, I tell you over the summer, things will change.
Yeah, Peter, listen, thank you very much.
That's the biggest problem.
Peter, you guys should do a show on your own and see how long you can argue for. Peter McPartland from Toffee TV seems to have a slightly different view of Bill Kenwright than Mr. Parry does. But surely the point is as well, in the short term, and I'll leave you with this thought, it's not about finding the great manager and finding some form of success for the next season. It's making sure that you keep the players that you've got who might all want to leave and go to a bigger club who are in the Champions League.
Yeah, I agree with Peter in one way. The sooner we move on a new manager, the better, because then the players who you're talking about, and we all know they are, the 3-star players we've got, if Jose Mourinho to be appointed the manager tomorrow, would probly stay.
They probably would. We got loads more Everton talk to come, but we got boxing chat coming up as well. We've also, of course, got the Porky quiz on Oliver Cromwell, another egomaniac, hated and reviled throughout the land. This is talkSPORT.
Michael, the lover alone. Before him, there was no other. In his time.